Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this journey that we're going to be talking about what's happening in the world today. We are in a period where I don't know if you've heard of Lionsgate, but it's going to be August 8th of 2024, which is 888. And as you all know, I'm a psychosomatic numerologist, and anytime a number repeats, and when it really repeats like this as a year, it has big exclamation points. And it's an opening and a portal, and I have to share with all my people because I want to talk to you all about the spiritual awakening and the courses and what we're doing. And I want to talk to you and hear your feedback and questions. And as we're kicking off another season, I mean, it's been crazy summer. Everybody's been busy, working, playing, traveling, open seas, across the country, across the world, all of it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes.
And
Carrie.
you know, go ahead. Were you going to say something, Nicole?
No, I was just saying, yeah.
Okay. So it's funny too, because over the summer, you know, we've kind of finished up a couple of courses and we're starting other courses and we've had vacations and whatnot. And I get texts from you all and, you know, wanting updates, what's going on, when are we getting started again? Can you clear my entities? You know, I can't sleep, what's going on? All of that stuff. And all of the above has happened. This summer has been, you tell me, you fill in the blank. What kind of a summer? This is, for me, we were just talking about it today. This summer is unlike any other summer that I can remember, with record heat, humidity, energy, things that are happening in the world. I mean, an assassination attempt on, you know, former president, a president, standing president, stepping down from going, I mean, just politically and the world and all of these things. What do you all have to say about what's happening?
Everyone has lost their damn mind.
Does it feel that way? It feels that way. It feels like, for me, it feels like there's extremes. I feel like the bad is getting worse.
Yes.
And there's pockets of wonder and kindness that comes from nowhere. And it just makes your day. And I just feel like this increased pace. Everything is going. I've had more sleepless nights this summer, you know, where I can't sleep. I don't know why. I just don't know why. My mind just goes and things are racing. What do you think?
It's been a little hectic. It hasn't been easy. I try to, you know, been trying to do the work, but it's just not really panning out so much. I feel like the more I'm trying lately, the less result I'm getting. I feel like I'm struggling. I want to say people are definitely walking around on edge.
And what
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you too, Nicole, is that when we're trying to do something and we're in the process of doing something and you try it and try it and try it and try it and it's not working, I'm going to say to you, stop, pause, and ask the universe, say, okay, what am I missing? Should I be doing this? What should I be doing? And watch, because changes in plans. I'm not sure if you all talk to your angels. I do. I talk to my angels all the time and my guides. And I'm starting to have regular conversations. Like I'm driving and all of a sudden I get, you need to move in the left lane. And I'm going, why am I going to move in the left lane? And I overthink it. And then I see why I should have moved in the left lane. You know, the kinds of updates and things where it's just like, you know what? You just get this feeling like you shouldn't do that, or you don't like going there, or maybe I want to look over there. I want to talk to that person, or having a conversation. And, you know, I've had conversations with people and it's like, it makes my day just talking to a complete stranger and having a crappy day. I mean, crappy day, just nothing's going right. And then all of a sudden, you just let things go and say, okay, it's just not a good day. It's all right. I let it go. Have the next conversation. All of a sudden, it's like, wow, I am so glad I talked to you. Like, you know, in the past, it would be like going down the wrong path and you just go, oh, today's just going to be one of those days. We can turn on a dime. It's like when you are facing this, it's a test. It's just a test. And the minute you acknowledge the fact that it's a test, it shifts. The second. So thank you for sharing. That's really, I can totally relate to what you're saying, Nicole. Completely.
Mhm.
How about you, Kristen? How's yours? Can you really?
Well, it's been weird, not in a good way. I feel like there's been a lot of death, like everywhere I turn. And only one person that was like super close to. But the rest, I feel like everyone I talk to, it's like, oh yeah, this person died. There's just been like, I want to say at least 5. It's been weird.
Wow.
Let me just let me tag on to that. What's happening is the vibrational frequency of the planet is shifting. We are getting more solar flares. There's energy that's coming to the planet. And our vibrational frequency is going up. And what's happening, those negative forces are scrambling because they feel this and they're losing their minds sometimes and they're doing things. But what I want to say about what you just said is that there are also people who are exiting in mass. So these are people who are saying, you know what? I've been here, done that. I'm not in for this. So I'm checking out. I'm checking out. And it could be accidents, it could be illnesses, it could be weird things, it could be a lot of things. But people are not doing well. People are not doing well. And that's part of why I wanted to talk too, is about many of us on this spiritual path are empathetic, where we can look at somebody and feel their feelings. And when people are in chaos and they are in turmoil, anxiety, fear, right? What can happen is and I'll bring up my slides in a second, because I got some slides about this. Being an empath can feel like a curse because you literally feel their feelings. You can read them. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, what happens? Those of us that are aware is you can read where they're at. And what we want to do is not own where they're at.
Mhm.
Because when we take on someone else's feelings,
Mhm.
we have to process those feelings.
Mhm.
And if we try to help, which many of us do, because we're extremely capable people. And a lot of times people come to us when they're in turmoil and they ask us for help. What we have to understand is sometimes helping is hurting.
Mhm.
And if you're guiding someone and they have free will, they can decide not to do what you suggest, even though you're coming from a wonderful place. And then what happens to us with all those feelings, right? We're taking on all their feelings. We want to help them. We want to do all these things. And we go down this rabbit hole. And then here we are left high and dry.
Mhm.
And the other side of this is when somebody brings up feelings in us and we can relate to it, as a spiritually aware person, I want you to start to pause and to look, identify the feeling, and look and see if there's unresolved feelings that you may have. So, in other words, somebody may be angry. I'm not going to use anger because anger usually has something underneath it. Somebody may be anxious, right? Fear of the future, of the unknown. And it triggers something in you. Okay? You may say, I'm here for you. I'll support you, as in be with you. It's important for you, though, not to solve it for them. However, if you start feeling anxious, it's your opportunity to look at your life and say, okay, this person's anxious. I'm anxious right now. What am I anxious about and how? What's the message in this for me? Because there's a message whenever a feeling comes up, it's a communication to you, an invitation to you to experience and to allow the feeling to go through like the screen door. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And you may not get it the first time. And it's okay. And what I'm going to tell you is the longer you struggle with it, I want you to ask your guides to help you and say, I'm trying to do this and I can't do this. I'm trying to help this person. And I'm frustrated. I'm totally frustrated. And then stop and go, wait a minute. Okay, this doesn't feel good. All right, what am I doing? What are the feelings? Am I taking this on? How can I relate to this? What is being communicated to me? When you start asking these questions, you're going to start opening up the lines of communication so that you can get clarity. And you have the opportunity to let this go. So, first level is somebody comes to you, they're anxious. They want you to help them, right? Stand back. I'm here for you. However, you're choosing not to get caught up in the drama, not to take their feelings as yours. When you get caught up in their feelings, That's when you go down the rabbit hole and then you have to resolve the feelings. All our work is based on numerology, emotions, and spiritual awakening. Plain and simple. What the heck is going on? All of a sudden, my computer's doing weird things. But that's what happens. Got my recording, did I? No. I think we're good. Any questions before I bring up the slides? Awesome. I'm just going to bring up the slides and we're going to talk through some of these. All right. The journey of spiritual awakening is what we're all on. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. End of story. We chose to be here. We chose the people to be around us. We're surrounded by love and light. We are love and light. And in this physical experience that we are having, we have gotten, sorry about that. I have a speaker over here that I want to play some music later, but I'm going to turn this thing on. Thank you. Making noises. So we are here. We forget who we are and why we're here. And by the way, your numerology is a blueprint of your life. It has your purpose, it has your challenges, it has what you're working on, it has all of the cycles that you're in. And that's why I love psychosomatic numerology. And I've done all your charts, I know. Haven't I? Yes, I have. And we've talked about it, and it's really important in order to do this. And what I love about numerology, and I got to tell you, I go back to my chart on a regular basis.
Say that again?
I go back to my chart
Oh.
on a regular basis. When something comes up, I'll go back to my chart and I'll see it in my chart. I'll see a challenge. I'll compare myself with someone else and I go, look at it. It's right there. This challenge is right there in my chart because it's your foundation. It's your blueprint. Everything is in your blueprint. And the numerology and the psychosomatics is the part of your physical existence. Psychosomatics is about your physical body and what ends up happening. And when we have situations, and I'm going to call them feelings that come up, and we don't deal with them, they literally sit and stay in our physical body. And they can cause illness, and they can cause disease, and they can cause a lot of strife. And it's all in your numerology, all in your numerology. So this is me. I think you guys have met me. As a psychosomatic numerologist, angel card reader. I think I've heard angels before. Yes. Also a healer. When I say I'm a healer, I work with your healing. My guides and my healing doctor works with your healing doctor, and we clear what's in the way and we allow healing to happen in your physical existence. So I do that too. A little bit of everything. Here we are in August. I can't believe we're already here in August. And here we are at the Lionsgate portal. We started talking a little bit about Lionsgate. Lionsgate, why do they call it Lionsgate? Well, there's kind of a religious connotation, if you will, to Lionsgate. We're in Leo time astrologically. So Leo time is lion, right? Leo the lion. So we take the reference. 8/8, August 8th has always been referred to as a opportunity to be able to manifest. This year, with 2024, it becomes amplified. multiplied exponentially because it's 8, 8, 8. So, and 8 numerology is all about manifestation. 8, if you take an 8 and you put it on its side, it's the infinity. No beginning, no end. Just keeps going. It has to do with abundance. It has to do with balance. It has to do with, this is, your spiritual side. This is your physical side. 8 has to do with manifestation. Having this opportunity to tap in to a portal, an opening to be able to create whatever it is you want to create. What's your purpose and why are you here? And what do you think you're here to do? This is a huge question. This is a huge question. And it can be a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer this question. However, when I do numerology charts for people, usually one of the main questions that comes out is, what's my purpose? Why am I here? What am I doing? You ever get to a place in your life where you're thinking, I'm just wasting my time here. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing here. Where should I be going? It's important to ask these questions. There's also a 9-year cycle that we go through. 9 years. We do everything in 9s. And after 9 years, you go through another 9 years and you're on the verge of something. And I can show you in my chart, I'm in year 9, the culmination, the completion of a cycle in this 9 years. In this year, from my birthday this year in February to my birthday next year, it's all about completions and then new beginnings. Year 1 is all about new beginnings. There's certain years that you want to be doing certain things. And I have to tell you, I am so aware that I'm in this cycle. I'm so aware. And sometimes I don't know what's next. I know something's coming, but I don't know what it is. And it's like, okay, it's okay. It's going to come and I'm going to know it. When it comes, I'm going to know it. So I'm in my 9th year. I'm in my 9th year and I can't wait to see what's going to happen in year 1. And I'm at the culmination where it's like, okay, we've been finishing this cycle, working on spiritual awakening, my spiritual self, angels, all of that, healing, using crystals, all of that. And now it's like, okay, where's this going? Don't know.
What was that you just held up?
This is a crystal. This is
Okay.
It's a crystal. And I surround myself with all different manifestations. I don't know if can you see this?
Yeah.
A little pyramid. And this is what is this? Black tourmaline.
Mhm.
So what this does is this helps to transmute energy, like negative frequencies, like electronic negative frequencies. So I keep it by my computer. So I've got different, this is crystal. This is for manifestation. I have a gazillion, I shouldn't say gazillion, but I do have a lot of stones that I keep with me and I keep them plain and they energize me.
Okay.
So I was just showing you one.
Yep.
So, all right, let me go back to my slides. So we started talking about the portal, Lionsgate portal. Oh, do you have any idea what you want to be doing? or what you want to be focusing on, or what you'd like to bring into your life, or like focus on? Or what you
Peace.
have been working on? Go ahead.
Peace.
Oh, nice. I love that. Say more about that.
Just it's calming. It's relaxing. Releases stress.
Creating a peaceful environment.
Yeah. Just
Nice, nice. I love that. You know, it's funny since I remember different things that I've said almost my whole entire life. And one of the things when we go to birthday parties or something, and I'll say, make a wish. And they'll say, I don't have a wish. And I said, let's go with world peace.
any kind of peace.
If you've got nothing to say, let's just go with world peace. Why not? You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
the more people that feel this way. So I know that I have been saying a mantra, and I didn't even know where it came from, but as an old soul, I'd say things like, help me be the best that I can be. And I'm here to help others see who they really are so they can be the best that they can be. And I didn't even know what that meant. And I would say it. You know, it's like this is part of who I am and what I'm doing. And it energizes me so much when we have these conversations, you know, to be able to break things down and help people to see who they are and what they do. So Lionsgate is Thursday. Now, we are in Lionsgate season. So like numerology, like astrology, like, you know, when you're in the moon, you know, the full moon energy, you know, you get this pre-period and then this post-period. So you're like in the area of it. So we're in the area of manifestation. Now, the other thing to mention is we are, and I know you've heard me talk about Mercury retrograde, Mercury, the planet Mercury. Planet Mercury, 4 times a year, appears like it's going backwards in the night sky, and they call it Mercury retrograde. Mercury is the planet of technology and communication. And a lot of times it's gotten a really bad rap because people feel like, oh, Mercury retrograde is bad and you can't do this. Mercury retrograde is a time to go back and to look at things. You're not going forward too fast. The month of August is like that peaceful, I'm going to use your word, Ray, peaceful pause before things start ramping up again. You know how September goes boom, right? You get back into work and you get back, kids go back to school and the seasons change and everything. August is this month of pausing and looking at what you've got and where you're going. Because if you know where you're going, then you can kind of head in that direction. If you can follow your heart and do what feels right in your heart, then you are moving in a good direction. The opposite is also true. So if you don't know where you're going, any road will do. And that means you go wherever. And the wind blows you here, and the wind blows you there. And what ends up happening? Nothing gets. And we're on this spiritual journey. So if you can spend some quiet time manifesting peace, love, forgiveness, Neutrality. Neutrality. Right? Some adversarial relationship. You see something happening, adversarial, and you go, you know what? I'm not going to take sides. I'm just going to be neutral. I'm going to be here and I'm going to help by being neutral. I'm not taking your side. I'm not taking your side. I'm not taking sides. And isn't there a way that we can peacefully coexist? Do we have to be at odds? You don't have to. Just looking at it that way. And you get to choose. You get to choose. All right, going back. So what do you want to bring out of the portal? What would you like? Peace. What else?
Forgiveness.
Love that. Love that. And who do we start with?
Ourselves.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Especially when I'm the most frustrated, trying to force a square peg in a round hole. I go, there I go again. I'm going to forgive myself for doing this again, right?
Mhm.
Here I go again. It's a test. Forgive myself. It's okay. And not only that, the other thing that I've been doing is I've been forgiving myself, going to my higher self and healing and forgiving all past lives, all concurrent lives, and all planned future lives. So lots of times we came into this lifetime with karma where unfinished business was in a previous life. This lifetime is all about ending all of it. So if you can let that go and forgive it, no matter whether you remember it or not, and you won't remember it. So it's like just saying it out loud. Say, I forgive myself for all past, present, and planned future transgressions in this area. I forgive myself. And by virtue of being authentic, it goes away. It literally goes away by speaking it. Do you believe that?
Sometimes.
What I will say is what you believe is what you will manifest.
Right.
If you don't believe it, I invite you to test it and start to work on believing it more, because the minute you believe it, it is your reality. Will you take that on?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Just try
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Because once you start and you try, and you all have heard me talk through all the courses that we've all taken together. It's like you have your spirit guides, you have your angels, start talking to them. The more you start talking to them, the more you open up the lines of communication. And sometimes people just don't want to do it. And it's like, fine, you don't have to do it. However, when you start doing it, I want you to start putting it to the test. I want you to start having conversations, and I want you to say to your guides, tell me something that I would not think of myself. So I can validate that it's you talking to me, not me thinking this up. And they will do it. And do it again. And do it again. And ask for proof and evidence and ask for validation and keep asking for it, because they want you to be in communication with them. They want you to do it. So the more you open that door, that portal, if you will, the quicker you're going to start getting that validation time and time and time again. And you're going to start to use it. You're going to use your intuition. You're going to start to ask those questions when you are in that period where you're doubting yourself, you're questioning yourself, you're fighting yourself, you're beating yourself up. And the moment you have that awareness is the moment you say, boom, look at what I'm doing. Give up.
Yeah, that's where I struggle a little bit, because when I go to the portal and ask for the answers, and then I don't physically get the answers, I lose focus or lose
Okay.
trust the fact that something else is there.
Can you give me an example?
Like I'll say to myself, I'll ask for, like I'll ask myself for guidance,
Okay.
like show me guidance on how to handle a situation or how
Okay.
to
Okay.
get through. And then when I'm asking and it's not physically told to me how to handle it,
Yep.
like finding that spirit, if you will,
Yep.
the
Good question.
guidance. I still find myself, I'm doing better, but I still find myself needing that physical answer or that physical being showing me the answer
Okay.
rather
Good.
than waiting on my spirit to answer it.
Got it. Good. You might be asking too big of a question,
Mhm.
especially as you're starting the conversation to be able to validate that they're in fact speaking to you. Have you had validation that they're speaking to you? Do you know how they speak to you?
No.
Okay. So what, so we need to crawl before we try to walk, before we try to run. And I applaud you for asking such huge questions of your guide. So not only are you doing what I'm asking you to do, you're doing it at like a master's level, which is awesome, which is awesome. I invite you to do it in smaller ways so that you can start to validate this is in fact intuition that's coming from your higher self or your guides. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
instead of saying, what do I have to do? What you could say is, what am I not seeing here? Right? So and think about it, you're asking for them to tell you something you already don't know. So when you get that thought, or all of a sudden you see something that you hadn't seen before, you
There's
can
your answer.
say, is this you validating this?
Yeah.
And if it is, let me know by showing me something else that I haven't seen yet. So you're going to see what I'm doing, and we're just
Mhm.
going to take these crumbs, because let's face it, if they tell you something that you've already been thinking, which
Mhm.
they might have, you're not going to distinguish the fact that it's not yourself.
Gotcha.
So what you want to do is you want to say, so lots of times when I'm totally frustrated, I'll go, oh, what am I not seeing here? And I just let it go. Just let it go, walk away. And then all of a sudden I see something. I go, oh my gosh, I've been looking at it this way. And I could have looked at it this way, right? All of a sudden I see it from somebody else's point of view. And I go, huh, I could see it from my point of view, but I couldn't see it from their point of view. And then by virtue of asking the question, you get the insight. And always say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And please validate. And please validate. And please validate. Right? Because you're opening up this conversation. You're opening up this dialogue. I think I've given you the example, but I'm going to give the example again. is I was having a conversation, and I didn't start off having a conversation wide awake, but I grew there with Jamie, my stepson. And I'm driving in the car, and I'd ask him to come in. And he used to sit on the passenger side. And what would happen to me physically is tears start to stream down my face. I'm not crying, but the tears stream down my face when I feel someone's energy in close proximity. The closer they come to me, this is my son, I get tears coming down my face. So I'm driving and I ask him to come. And he doesn't come, and then all of a sudden, he's there. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm having a conversation. Now Jamie's been gone since 2000. And we're driving. And I look over, and of course nobody's there, but I look over because this is where he would be. And I have a pile of stuff in my seat. And I say, there's not even, I got all this stuff on the seat. He goes, Carrie, it doesn't matter. I'm good. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then I said, I miss you. Do you miss me? And he said, no. And I said, what? He said, you don't miss me? He said, Carrie, I can see you anytime I want to. I'm here.
Mhm.
Now, if I was having that conversation with myself, I would have said, I love you, I miss you too. If I was
Mm.
speaking for him, I never would have said no. When he said no, I went, you don't miss me?
Mm-hmm.
He says, because I'm with you. I don't miss you. And then I said to him, oh, I miss physically touching you and hugging you and being with you. And I mean, it's nice to be with you, to talk to you. But if that didn't happen, and nobody can tell me that that wasn't real.
Yeah, that's a great validation for sure.
It's like I asked the question, and I was just asking any. I wasn't trying to test him or anything like that. I'm like, I miss you so much. Do you miss me? No. No. What? What's
Right.
wrong? But when you get that validation, Ray,
Mhm.
you rock. And I mean, that happened 15 years ago, right? It
Wow.
happened 15 years ago. So what happens is you build on it. You just build on it.
Okay.
So keep doing what you're doing. You're doing good.
All
And
right.
I'm honored that
Huh.
you're taking my advice and you're just running with it. I'm so happy. So happy.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. My pleasure. Anybody else have anything to add about what we're talking about, or you having your conversations, or how they're going with your guides or your higher self?
I definitely lean to my guides for sure. I can give you a little scenario
Okay.
where I always ask where I needed to feel supported and protected. So when we're on vacation, we're at the casino and Ray was gambling at the table. And this is where I was like, I actually realized what I did was not the greatest thing. So we're at the table, he's gambling, he's playing roulette, and they roll the dice or whatever. And I'm going, I normally do like, oh yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. But because I've been doing so much spiritual work, my mind's with the guide in the Lord and, spirit guides. So I'm like, Lord, please let him win. Let him win. You're not supposed to ask for money. I realized that right when I did it afterwards, I realized that. And I was like, Lord, please forgive me. No, I'm not, and I tried to like get away from that, but it already had come out because I'm already kind of manifesting, you know? So then that was there. So then I said, you know what, I'm just gonna walk away and let him do his thing, let him have his lucky roll, and just, you know, Lord, please forgive me. And I kind of walked away.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I never told him this. He's finding this out now. He lost $200 at the table. So that was the one
Thanks a
thing.
lot, Nicole.
Sorry, I didn't want to admit that, but I've never, ever, ever, ever. He knows this. Like if I ever approach the table and he's gambling, it's usually like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Like it's more of a cheerleading thing. It's not to my spirit guides, right?
So good for you. Go ahead, finish, because I want to.
So the next thing I want you to know is, again, we're still there, and I had went outside, then I came back in, you know, and all of a sudden, this is like 45 minutes later, I just got this feeling like nervousness. And I look in my purse and I go, wait, my phone's not here. Where's my phone? And all of a sudden I had to like get up and like run. I looked at Ray and said, I'll be right back. And I just ran out the door, went straight to the seat where I was sitting. And where I was sitting was my entire wallet with my ID that blended in with the black chair with the black wallet that I just didn't realize. So again, I do pray and I do ask for my spirit guides for my protection over me. And I really do feel like that's a scenario where they woke me right up and said, you better go get it. And it wasn't my phone, but it was my wallet.
They told you to go there, didn't they? You knew.
Right. I'm certain 100%. 100%. And it was just a feeling that came over me, randomness. It wasn't even that I was looking for my phone at the moment. It was this feeling that came inside. And then that's when I went to look. Wait, my phone. Oh, wait, my phone. Did I have my phone? Wait, I'll be right back. And I had to go there and it was there.
That's exactly how it happens, Nicole. That's exactly how it happens. There's sometimes when all of a sudden I'll be without my phone all day long, doing something. And then all of a sudden I go, where's my phone? All of a sudden I'm just like, where's my phone? And I go upstairs and my phone's ringing. And it's somebody I want to talk to. I haven't gotten a call all day long. It was like, go find your phone because somebody's calling you. Literally. And that's what happens. It's not even like, you know, it's just follow your intuition and go ahead and do it. The other thing I want to come back to for you, my dear, is we have had periods in this planet where we've been given gifts of intuition and manifestation powers. And you've heard of Atlantis and Lemuria and other planets like this where we're given the gifts of that. And what happened is people were abusing the power of the manifestation because it works. You, my dear, had the instantaneous awareness that was not what you needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is not it's for what it's intended. It's for peace. It's for love. It's for forgiveness. And you had that awareness. Now, the thing is, what I don't want you to do is to beat yourself up. I want you to forgive yourself and say, I'm not going to do this. I forgive myself for that. Thank you for the insight that this is not what this. I'm going to say power because it is energy and energy power. But it's
and I did let it go because I never even felt the need to even mention it to Ray.
Yeah. So
I did
you for that.
Thank you.
So very good. Very good. You got big shoes to fill, Kristen.
Let's
Your
hear it,
turn.
Kristen.
Oh, shit.
Well,
you're gonna be very disappointed.
I'm just asking how your guide conversations are
Say
going.
the complete opposite, whereas I don't feel like, I mean, I don't ask a lot, and I think that's on me. I
Yeah.
don't really ask, but when I do, I feel like I'm oblivious to just life in general. When things happen, I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure there's a purpose for everything, but if I ask for something, I don't really wait for the answer. I'm like, yeah, whatever, it'll happen, however it happens. I don't pay attention. I'm very oblivious to things.
So you haven't, well, you know, don't be like oblivious, but the fact is you haven't put it together, right?
Yeah.
You ask and you put it out there, and then whatever happens, happens, and you accept it for
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
Not a problem. And here's the thing, there's something called analysis paralysis, okay, where people get stuck in their heads analyzing everything instead of living their lives. So you're not that person.
No.
Congratulations, because there's a lot of people who want to like write it down, figure it out before they're actually living it. And the fact is, you're putting it out there. At least you're putting it out there. I invite you, though, to kind of look back, especially when it's kind of a cool thing that happens. Like, you know, I look at certain circumstances where I go, you know what? You can't make this stuff up. You really can't. You think, it's like you want something and then you let it go. And then all of a sudden this happens, then that happens, then this happens. And you're like, if I told somebody that this is how it was going to happen, they'd think I was nuts because it's just ridiculous.
Kind of like the boat ride home yesterday.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, I do want to why you said that too, Nicole, because you can put yourself in a bubble. And protection, when I did my first spiritual counsel, I remember my mentor was saying, hey, what are you going to make your first counsel on? And I literally asked my guides, I'm like, what am I going to make my counsel on? They said protection. And I thought, protection? Why protection? But protection turns out to be something. I mean, I wasn't feeling vulnerable. I wasn't feeling unsafe, but protection is just one of these things that you can literally fill up this area and put yourself in this bubble. And I tell my kids that all the time, it's like even Valerie, Patrick's wife, she was telling me she was on her way back. She was talking to her sister on the phone. She had left her other sister and she wasn't paying attention. She was driving in a neighborhood that wasn't great and she took the wrong turn. And then she started freaking out because then she didn't have her GPS and she started really feeling, nervous. I said, Valerie, put yourself in a bubble. I said, you're going to be fine. Talk to your guides, instead of getting all worked up and she ended up, it was fine. But I said, put yourself in a bubble. You're okay. You can literally make yourself invisible. Did you know that? You can make yourself invisible. Where if you're feeling unsafe, you can just go to your spirit guides. Now, I'm Catholic, but I believe in Archangel Michael is on my protection council. Archangel Michael, he's right there. So is Jesus, by the way. And I got people that are alive that are there. My son Patrick's there. My nephew Christopher's there. I got all these people, right, that are part of my protection council.
Me too.
I just know.
I'm part of your council.
You are?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You can count on me.
Yay. But see what I mean is when you put that mindset out there and you invoke protection and you picture this protection around you, you're protected. The only thing I can say is if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Okay? That's the only thing. And by the way, your time is already chosen by you. So if you're
Mhm.
in a bubble, and the only reason why I say that is because you can't say that no matter what, that this will protect you, because if it's your time to go, you will go. But that's the only thing that you want to be protected, you'll be protected. And again, Ray, I'm watching you. It's belief.
It's what?
It's belief. You have to believe it. If you don't believe it, I say fake it till you make it. Fake it and put it out there, put it out there. And as soon as you start getting the validation, you're going to be able to trust it.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay? Because, it may feel like that's too good to be true kind of thing. Part of having these conversations with our spirit guides and invoking. Now, we're not trying to kill anybody. We're not doing anything negative. We're just putting ourselves in a bubble. We're just protecting ourselves. We're surrounded by love and light. That's it. That's all we're doing. Surrounding ourselves with love and light. And doggies.
Mhm.
Doggies. She loves it.
Just
Mhm.
I know.
Do you know love and light? Oh,
Hey, hello.
oh, there we go.
Say hi. Lou.
Oh my gosh.
I love
Funny.
that.
Aw.
She's sitting on my foot while we're talking.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Here.
So I'm glad you're starting to have conversations. I'm glad. And the more you do it, the more, like I said, it happens to me. It blows my mind when I'm driving. And I don't ask like what lane do I need to be in or something like that, but when I get the thought to move the lane or don't go home this way, I go home the same way all the time. And then I'll get a thought and it's like, go the other way. I'm thinking, why would I go the other way? And then I get stuck on the highway. I mean, literally stopped on the highway. All lanes stopped. And I go, they told you. They told you. Thanks for the message. Next time I'll listen. And it's not just traffic, but I'm just telling you. All right. Good, good, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're having those conversations. All right. So that's the portal. And it's opening. And it's here for you. Life is not moving at the fastest pace right now. It's giving you this opportunity to create something and move forward. All right. And that's the Lionsgate. Okay. We talked a little bit about empathy. And I said empathy is a gift. And it is a gift. It's a gift. Why is it a gift? Because some people are just oblivious, right? Some people have no clue. You're raising your hand, Kristen.
I'm pretty oblivious.
You're oblivious? You don't feel other people's feelings?
Oh, well, I do, but only when they're like in front of me, I feel like.
Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with them being in front of you.
Or if I see it on TV, like I feel, even though it's fake on TV, but I feel their pain, something like that. But usually it's people when they're in front of me and they're sad or
Mhm.
something like that.
So empathy is one of those things that not everybody is empathetic. Some people are just oblivious. Some people just think about themselves.
Mhm.
They're just not empathetic. They're just not. But empathy, I'm not going to say but, I don't like but, and empathy is a gift because it gives you insight. It's a way to connect with someone. And we have boundaries. I'm telling myself this because this is something I'm working on, is having better boundaries, right? Because I let people cross boundaries sometimes. And it's about keeping good boundaries. I'll tell you, my daughter's much better at it than I am, and I watch her when she says, no, I'm not going to do that. You know, you're asking too much. You're asking too much. No, I'm willing to do this. I'm not willing to do that. So what happens is you have this boundary and you can observe it without taking it in. So it's the observer, remember the one with the glass, the binoculars, you're watching from a distance without taking the feeling as yours. So going back to the slide, what I want you to do is I want you, when you have that feeling, is to pretend you are in the movie theater watching the fake, to Kristen's point, the fake thing, right? It's not really happening. Somebody's playing a role, right? So you're watching it. Now you can get involved in it, but what I want you to do is I don't want you to absorb it and make it yours. And it happens like that. So if you take it on and you absorb it, then you are aware enough to look at it and let it go and let it run and allow it to leave your physical body, right? Letting it go is not always the easiest thing in the world. However, I want to bring this whole concept of empathy and allow it to be a gift because it gives you compassion for others. You can feel it, observe it, and bring compassion to others without having to suffer for it. And when you bring compassion, you literally transform them by raising the vibrational frequency. So you're actually helping them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. So just be aware of it, play with it, notice it. The more you notice it, as soon as you can start to observe it, the better. The better it is going to be for you. And it's actually going to be helping the other person without giving advice, without having to do something, simply by bringing compassion, neutrality. Anything over 200, courage, neutrality, compassion, acceptance. Listen, I heard this and I love this. Even when you disagree adamantly with someone, you can look them straight in the eye and you can say, you're right about that. In other words, the reason they're right about whatever they're saying, even if you don't agree with it, by telling them they're right about that, you're acknowledging that you're with them and you understand how they believe. You're not agreeing with them. Remember, when you push against something, you're feeding it energy. If you're going with someone, you're allowing the energy. So when you are opposed to someone, you have a different point of view, a different judgment, as opposed to opposing them and then having them push you back. and having this struggle, you can say, you're right about that. First and foremost, what's going to happen is the person is going to be floored because they think you're going to oppose them and they're ready for defending or convincing or whatever. And you're agreeing the fact that they're passionate about their point of view.
Even if you completely disagree, that seems counterproductive.
I'm not agreeing with them, Ray. I'm telling them that you're right about that. So in other words, their belief, you're concurring that they believe what they believe. You're not agreeing with them. You are going with them, not agreeing. So you can say, you're right about that. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Somebody's having a difference of agreement with you. If you say you're right about that, they're not going to know what to do with the conversation. You're going to disarm the whole.
But wouldn't it, I would be afraid they would leave that conversation thinking that it's okay for them to feel that way. Like if
they can feel however they feel.
Right. Actually, you're right, because that's the one thing that I've really learned is how somebody else feels is none of my business. I would be afraid that if somebody came to me and said, they think that we should spend more money, and I think they shouldn't spend more of their money.
Wait a minute.
They leave that conversation feeling, oh, well, shit, I want to spend my money. And even Ray says that he agrees with me, or that I'm right.
The point I'm trying to make is when somebody's in conflict with you. Okay. So let's use the money conversation. They want you to give them money.
Okay.
So they're saying, I want you to give me this money so I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to say,
hell no. No, I'm just kidding. Get another job.
or so they want you to give them money and you've already said no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they're coming back and they want you to agree. Then they're trying to convince you to give them money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you've already said no. And they start giving you explanations why they need the money.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, and they say, well, I got bills to pay. You go, well, you're right about that. And they say, well, I don't have the money. Well,
you're right about that too.
right. You're right about that. See what I'm saying? You're not
Mm-hmm.
saying no, and they're not getting madder and madder. You're
Right. When we were coming home, on the way home, we were having a conversation and we did have a disagreement. And do you remember I did say, you're right about that? Do you remember that?
Not offhand, but
I don't even, at the time, put it this way, that goes to show you that it's working without even me intentionally, because you brought that up and I kind of forgot about it. But then I literally said that to him and we were having a disagreement in the car.
so what you're doing is you're not escalating the situation.
Right. And we were getting escalated. And then I literally said, you're right about that. But then I said something like, you're right about that. And I'm not going to feel da 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 da.
Right.
So it was like letting him know, you're right about that.
Well, the other thing I like what you just said, because then what you did is you turned it to yourself and you gave an I statement, which you could do too, Ray. Is
Right.
say, I am not feeling comfortable, or I'm not willing, or I'm not feeling like I want to do this. So in other words, this is how I feel. And how can somebody deny? No, you don't feel that way? Yes, I do. So you're right about this. You have bills to pay, you don't have enough money, and I don't feel comfortable
Hmm.
giving you this money. I
That's
statement.
it.
I
Right.
statement. And that's it. And you don't have to make it more, and they can keep coming back, but you can keep agreeing with what they're saying because
Hmm.
they're trying to convince you. And by
Right.
agreeing, you're not escalating.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think also when you say that first line, you're right. It's just kind of, they feel like you are agreeing with them. And it kind of de-escalates. And then you could say something or you can just pause.
Well, and here's the other thing. So if somebody asks you for money and you're not going to give them money, what you can just literally do, pregnant pauses work. You know what a pregnant pause is?
Mhm.
Nothing, right? And then all of a sudden say, no.
Mm.
That's it. No explanation.
And would you use that same analogy if somebody were to say, like, let's say something that they feel a certain way spiritually?
Okay.
Let's take money out of the equation, but somebody feels a certain way spiritually. So it's not something that I have to provide to somebody, and they feel something, and I completely feel differently
Yeah.
spiritually. Would I still say I can agree? I can understand how you feel that way.
So it doesn't fit all scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
What you could say is, I have a different point of view. I
Right.
see it differently. That's it.
Okay.
And either they want to know what you think or they don't. Or,
So that pause is important.
oh, the pause.
Yeah.
Volumes. When you don't jump right in and you just wait. The other thing is what you could say is, we agree that we disagree.
Yeah, Nicole, you use that one a lot.
I do it a lot.
Not with me, but I hear you say that to people a lot of times.
We agree that we disagree. So in other words, we have very different appointment. So you're agreeing that we have very different points of view. And that's
Right.
okay. You can have
Yeah.
your point of view and I have my point of view. And being in business, that's fine.
Mhm.
Whenever they used to say, oh, the customer's always right. Bullshit.
That's funny. Carrie, I just had a customer say that to me the other day.
Not true. They can say whatever they want. And the fact is, and we talked about this in this religious, like not religious, but this spiritual awakening thing, like you're understanding how you can start to manifest things for good. A customer can say, customer's always right, wanting something that isn't fair nor good business wise. So the customer isn't always right.
Yeah, no, definitely. Even myself as a customer, I'm not always right.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. So when people say things like that, the always nevers never
Mhm.
used to work.
Right.
Never used to work for me. The kids would come home and they said, everybody said, I said,
Mm-mm.
everybody, everybody, I don't think everybody said. So funny. So I guess the point is, I was giving you, you're right about that, is something that you can put in your toolbox.
Yeah.
You can pull it out in that situation where you get somebody, because you get some people who love to use confrontation as a way of getting their way. And they will escalate and escalate.
Mhm.
Use drama in order to, it doesn't feel good, but people end up doing it just to get them to shut up, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah. I had a weekend with a couple people that you see it from a distance. You want to help them, but they're not ready.
And somebody's having a bad day,
They're not ready.
do it. And you go, I send them, love, and hopefully it gets better.
Yeah, Nicole, that situation that you're talking about, that's where Carrie was saying that you can have empathy for somebody.
Correct. And
You
I
don't
was
have to
just
fix their problems.
right. And that's where it actually wore on me, because you know what? You have someone who is a master manipulator, and you can just see
I'm
it
not a
from
master.
you
No, I'm
could
just
just
kidding.
you could just see it for exactly what it is. And you know they need the help, but they're just so far from it, and it's so toxic that they really need to kind of
Yeah.
get them out themselves and get there.
And on the
Event.
other hand of that, you have the master manipulator, but then you have the other person on the other end that isn't there yet either. So there's kind of no real
Correct.
helping, you know.
Correct. But
Good
it
example.
makes me sad, and it's hard for me to spend so much time in someone's presence when you know that they really need the help, but they're so far from it. But you can't, when you're an empath, you can't help but absorb some of it. So I'm
Well,
so glad that we're having
let it
class
go.
tonight. So
Don't-
thank you.
You gotta let it go.
Yeah.
You gotta say,
And Carrie,
yeah,
hey, I've mastered that.
yeah,
Ask Nicole. That's out of our last class that we did. I think that's the most that I got out of it, is not letting stuff get to me and
good.
let things go. That's like a 180 degrees for
He's
me
like
from where I
Elsa,
was.
let it go.
I do. I even start singing it.
Awesome. I'm gonna
He's
start
Yeah.
thinking like you, because people say, how do you just let it go? You make it sound as though-"
Actually, it gets kind of annoying, to be honest. So can I just ask, like, I want to, like, you're going to have to come up with a good course at the very end.
Sure.
So what happens when you have two people
Yeah,
who complete the task in the class?
yeah, yeah,
Now we're completely equipped,
yeah. You're
but
gonna
then,
start speaking.
but then
Yeah,
you have to be mindful
yes,
not to be making a mockery of it.
oh. So what I'm gonna tell you is you're gonna be able to cut through the BS in record speed. Because you're gonna be able to look at him with your hands on your hip and go, what's really going on here? Right? Like, what's really going on here?
Yeah, but like on my side, I really don't give a shit. Like that. That was a conversation we were having on our way home today
Yeah,
about other people,
yes,
and I used the F word. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't give a
yeah,
what other people think. And honestly,
you don't,
for once in my life,
you don't.
I don't give a shit. I
That's,
really don't care,
that's awesome.
and it feels good. So, and I hope, Nicole, I hope you didn't think I make a mockery of it that way, because I don't. I just literally, really, and genuinely don't give a shit what anybody thinks of me right now.
No,
It-
I'm talking about, let's fast forward, which again, fear, we're not talking, I'm trying not to be fearful, but I think about you're a dominator, I'm a dominator. We now are equipped with this information.
Mhm.
Like,
So we can't dominate each other. We just got to agree to disagree,
correct. We're gonna have to, right. It's just gonna have to be.
I wouldn't
or
say,
we could just agree with each other.
Right. Maybe something great's gonna
Hey,
come out.
hey, this turning
Um,
into family counseling. Sorry.
It is.
No. But what I'm gonna tell you, I
Uh-huh.
wouldn't say
But do you
dominator.
understand what I'm asking? Like, I don't even know what I'm not conveying the words right, but
So I wouldn't
it's
say
like, I'm
dominator.
gonna go to use one of these things and
Yeah.
us, and
Yeah.
he's gonna already know what I'm thinking. Like, and then it's like, oh yeah, don't even try to use the blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
No agenda here. There's no agenda. There's actually enlightenment. So there's this ability to kind of cut through the BS,
Mm-hmm.
lightning speed. I wouldn't call it a dominator. You guys are manifestors. You guys are people who can make things happen, not necessarily dominate and
Yeah,
make
I didn't,
way.
you know, and like two.
Yeah, not that way. And you are two different people looking at the same thing from a different point of view. So you have the benefit of his point of view to help you to see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Actually start to look for that. And
That would be nice. That would be nice.
is to say, okay, normally we'd be arguing about this. And listen, if you think your uncle and I still don't argue about things,
Mm-hmm.
we've been through these courses, we do these courses together, all of this stuff. And the fact is, there's loss of power, but the beauty of having somebody in my corner that can see it objectively when I'm in the thick of it and get me to see it like that is like, whoa, I don't have to go through all this drama. He can help me to see that I have a loss of power.
Mm-hmm.
Stop and go, he's absolutely right. I can let this go.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in the throes of it.
Mm-hmm.
And chances are you're probably both not going to be in the thick of it together. So you're going to rely on each other to be able to do it. And in the grand scheme of things, when people look at what's really important and, you're arguing about things and you think, are we really going to argue about this? Like, does this really matter? Do I have to be right about this? When it used to be like you felt like you had to be right. Remember this? No, that's not the way I remember it. What do you mean? If this is what happened, this is how it went. Why do you have to be right about it? Who cares? Doesn't matter. Right?
Well, and it's good to have a difference of opinion. If your opinion was the only opinion that mattered, period,
Then
makes you better than everybody else. I mean, sometimes a difference of opinion is important.
of course, and valuing that and letting it go. And sometimes
Yeah.
I realize I'm on it. I've got something. Something happened. I've got entities or whatever's going on. And sometimes he'll say something or look at me and I'll go, what is your problem? And then he goes, I'm fine. And then I realize I'm the one with the problem. I'm looking at him as if he's got a problem because I don't like what he's doing. And it's because I'm looking at this crooked.
Yeah.
So it's funny. So being a couple, believe me, and the impact, going back to the scenario that we were talking around, and we don't need to know details, but the fact is, the two of you, how you're interacting people are going to notice that you're doing things a little differently in the way you're communicating. And people are going to wonder. And they're going to say,
I think they already do. I think they already do.
yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And that's not
But then
bad.
every once in a while, there's a trigger moment in front of people and we go backwards for a moment,
It
but
happens.
we gotta let it go.
It's a test. We're human.
Let
Nicole,
it go.
we are here. We are here to make mistakes. We learn by making mistakes. We don't
Yep.
learn how to get it right. So true. Oh my gosh. All right. So,
Sorry, Krista.
That's
Kristen.
I'm here for
Okay. So, this is just part of a reminder of what we're talking about. And what's so nice about this slide is the fact that we now have so much more on a conscious level. And once it's conscious, you can be aware of it. When it's underneath the surface and you don't know it's driving you, you can't do anything about it. So that's all part of our work, is to make it conscious. Just bring it to the surface so that you can deal with it or let it go. And just realize that it's ruining your day or whatever it is. And that's our work, is to bring it from the subconscious to the conscious. We talked about emotions and feelings. Feelings are when you have that, it's a gift. A feeling is something that happens to you in this moment. It's in the now. It is communication, anger, frustration, calm, happy, sad, fearful. It doesn't matter. You now have the ability, you all have the ability to identify feelings. Before, people didn't. They were just like, I don't feel good. I don't know. It just bothers me. You ask somebody how they feel about it, it just makes me mad. Well, say more about that. They can't, right? All they have is anger. All they have is anxiousness. All they have is whatever it is. You have the ability to break it down and go, you know what? I'm feeling apathetic about this. I feel like I just want to go in my bed, crawl in a corner, and do nothing. It's apathy. And then you can let apathy ride. You can go to your island, you can let it go, and you can get up and feel better because you know what these emotions are. So that's a feeling. A feeling comes up. Boom. It's an opportunity to communicate. It's a gift. I don't care if it's shame. I don't care if it's anger. I don't care if it's fear. It's a message. It's a message to you. Emotions are what you make them mean. When you go up here, analysis paralysis, right? When you think about what it means, and then you start going up here. When you're up here, it's dangerous. You want to deal with your feelings that are in your heart and whatever is there, and you want to let it go. You just want to let it go. Look for the information and let it go. All right.
Gotcha.
Cool. Here's our map of consciousness. Here is level 1 is where we go from shame to guilt to apathy to grief to fear to desire to anger to pride. And then we focus on week 10, self-love and forgiveness. Why? Because everything is about self-love and forgiveness. If you don't love yourself, you can't love others. If you can't accept yourself as a fallible human being that has been put on this earth by your choice to make mistakes, to experience life, if you can't forgive yourself and accept yourself exactly as you are, you're going to be stuck in all of these negative emotions. So that's level 1. Level 2 is where we start with courage and we go all the way up to enlightenment. We start with level 2 is where we start with the emotions, the feelings that no longer deplete us. Anything below courage depletes us, brings our energy way down. And by the way, most of the population is living below 200, way below 200. We in level 1 understand the emotion, we let go of the emotion, we are aware of it, and we release the ties that it has to us. So we bring it to the conscious level, we remove the energetic cords, we understand what these emotions are and how they affect us, and we can choose to let them go. 200 and above, level 2, is where emotions are on the more positive side. Now, I will say this about level 2, and Nicole, you can validate this, is when we talk about all these positive emotions, we spend a lot of time talking about the negative emotions that deplete us, because a lot of times when we're talking about courage, what's courage? Courage is being in action in the face of fear. Fear resonates at 100. So if you're stuck in courage and you still have fear, guess what? And you're dealing with the fear, courage is not giving you the energy, right? So we spend a lot of time, even though we're talking about neutrality, willingness, acceptance, right? We spend a lot of time talking about the negative emotions. Why? Because the negative emotions are underneath it. So those negative emotions are pulling you down, pulling you down. If you're in judgment and you're trying to accept the situation and all you can see is differences, you're not in acceptance. So what we do is we release the connection with the negative emotions that are underneath willingness, neutrality, acceptance, so that we can have true acceptance. It's funny story. One of my statements, I say it all the time, and I'm sure some of you do as well, is it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. It's not negative. It's not positive. It's just. And my youngest brother, God bless him, whenever I say it, he says it means nothing. I said, in its simplicity, it means everything. He says, you say it is what it is, you're not defining it. I said, exactly. It makes him crazy because he thinks it means nothing. I said, John, it's like having a blank canvas. Angel cards, blank. One of the cards is blank. You know what it means? The world is your oyster. You can have anything you want because you have a blank canvas in front of you. You get to create whatever it is that you want. That's blank. People look at blank and they go, that's nothing. And you say, yes, you're right. It's nothing.
I've never gotten that card before.
You never got blank?
No.
No, it's one of the angels. It's one of the angel cards. It's one of the 88. 44. I think it's 44. I don't think we have 88.
Your blank card's in there somewhere, Krista.
Yeah.
Give it time, kiddo.
Yeah, it's coming.
So, anyways.
That's right. We're going to be manifesting.
Yeah,
Woo!
we're manifestors. So that's level 2. So level 2, we spend a lot of time talking about level 1. But what's nice about it is you take it to the next level so that you can get to the higher levels and the higher vibrations. So that when you choose neutrality, when you choose acceptance, accepting the situation as it is, I don't have to like it, but I can accept it because that's the way it is. And it doesn't have to stay there forever. I just accept it and go with it. You know, I remember watching comedians, especially those that do the improv. Did you ever see them work off each other? And they say whatever the other person says, they accept. And they run with it. And they run with it. And they run with it. They don't oppose it. They just go with it. It's like boom, 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 boom. You're creating something bigger because of you're accepting it. So that's level 1, that's level 2, and then we get to level 3. Actually, I've got some slides here that kind of show the curriculum. Oh, numerology. Oh, we can talk a little bit about numerology too. Everything is numerology, by the way. Everything is numerology. Every letter has a number, and every number has a vibration, and every vibration gets added together till you come to a single digit. And every little piece of every letter and every word has a piece in it. And it correlates to all your energy centers in your physical body. And we can take the numerology and we can align it depending on whatever we're talking about. So when you talk about numerology, every number 1 through 9 are numbers. 0 is not a number. 0 is everything and nothing. It's like blank. Okay, it's spiritual. But 1 through 9, every letter has a number. So if you go through 1 through 26, you go through the alphabet. A, J, S are all ones. B, K, T is all twos. Now, remember what I said is every number, we add them together to get a single digit, but J has a 1 and a 0. Even though it adds up to 1, it still has a 0 spiritual. Okay, and S is 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So an S has more than a because it has 1, 9, a 0, but it still equals 1. I can make this really complicated or simple, but what I can tell you is it's all in the numbers.
So an S is a 10 or a 1?
An S is a 1. These are all ones.
Right,
Okay.
but the number 19, is it 1 plus 9?
1 plus 9 is what? What does it equal?
10.
So 1 plus 0 equals
1.
Thank you. So S is a 1, but within the S, it has a 1, a 9, and a 0, and it equals 1.
Okay.
So all I'm telling you is so when we're looking at words, the letters have a depth within each letter. In numerology, we look at the simplest single digit. However, it's also important to know that there's more depth in it. For instance, let me show you in my name. Oh, I don't think I have my name here. When I do my name, each letter has a number associated with it. When I get my frequency, my blueprint expression has to do with the letters in my name. That's why if you spell your name differently, there's a different vibration to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's something in your vibration. So half your chart has to do with the day of birth, which is planned. Even if you were a cesarean section, even if you were a premature baby, you still planned it and you came through and it is your blueprint. Even if you're a twin and you're both born on the same day, you both chose it. And the other half of your chart is the name you go by, which is your expression, and that's the second part of your chart. So yeah, I didn't put my name in here. This is the first part of your chart, which has to do with your day of birth. And this is how you calculate. I teach a course on numerology and me as well. There's a 6-week course where you can understand how to calculate your own chart. I've done that too. But when you take your birthday, which mine is February 26th, and then the year that we're in, Now, if it was February 23rd, I would have, the year would be 2023 because it's before my birthday. Your birthday to your birthday is the cycle year. But because I've already had my birthday, February 26, 2024, so reduce the February is 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. 2024 is 8. So you add 2 plus 8 plus 8 is 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. So in the 9-year cycle, this is the year of completion for me. That means I'm completing a 9-year cycle. When I complete this cycle, then there will be a new beginning in the next 9-year cycle. So I'm going through a new cycle. And that's the numerology. So, okay, well, have we done the I am free meditation?
Have you done what?
Have we done the I am free meditation? Do you all want to do a meditation?
I've never done that. I don't know what that means.
That's good. That means no. Have you done the
No,
I am
that doesn't mean no. That
No.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what it is. So yeah, I would that would
I'm
say
asking
I
you-
am free. That's not the pyramid thing or the tapping
It's the
thing.
pyramid. It is the pyramid. It's the 4, 4, 6.
Okay.
is that where you do the tapping?
No, it's different than
Oh.
that. I've got so many tricks up my sleeve, Ray.
I'm in for it. I could tell.
We can do I am free.
Yeah, have you done I am free, Kristen?
No.
Oh, good. We're gonna do I am free then.
You're
Okay.
about to be free.
Yeah. So
Free
I-
me, baby. Free us.
yeah. So what's nice about being free is it means you can use this meditation anytime to let go of any emotion. So when you're free, see the negative connotation of being free is what? You're trapped, right?
Alone.
Feeling all alone, you feel like you don't have any options. What you want to do is create freedom so that you can choose. So I created this I am free meditation. So we'll do that. All right. Last thing I want to share with you before I'll click through the I am free part of it. So we'll go through this. Oh, okay. So let's see. So that was numerology and me. So numerology and me is where you go through. So it's a 6-week course. You learn how to calculate your destiny, your life challenges, your 9-year cycle, your expression, karmic debt, and decision making. I talked about level 2. I talked about level 1. The only other one, actually, Nicole, you did the healing through art, didn't you? Didn't we?
Yeah.
We came down and we did healing through art. You came classes. So that was another 6-week class that I had where we were talking about emotions, releasing, clearing, your guide, self-love, and forgiveness. So I just want to let you all know that this work is at your fingertips. And it's all available to you, whether you look at it through numerology, whether you look at it through art, whether you look at it through healing in your chakras, meditation, releasing, it is all available. Whatever resonates with you is what I invite you to pursue. What questions do you have before we go into the I am free meditation?
I'm good.
All right.
I think I'm good too.
Good, good, good. All right. So I'm going to take a 1-minute quick break and then we're going to come back and we're going to do the I am free meditation. How's that? We'll be right back. All right. Give me 1 second.
Say hi.
Oh my goodness. You got 2 babies right there.
Yeah.
Aw.
Hi.
Aw, what a sweet guy.
They love each other. They really do.
That's so good. Well, it's funny because Michelle's cat came. Michelle's living with us while we're getting ready for her house that she's buying a two-family.
Mm-hmm.
And so Morris, our dog, had to get used to, he was like, oh my God, what's going on with the cat? But they're getting there. They're touching noses, and Michelle's cat had to swipe at him a few times.
Aw, they'll get used to each other.
They are. It's so fun. It's so fun. It's so nice having her here. But the apartment's coming along really, really well.
Yeah,
Yeah, your
I
dad.
can't wait to see it.
I know. Are you coming up in the fall?
I would like to.
Yeah,
I would like to.
that's what your dad said. Well, she should be in by then, that's for sure.
Yeah,
So
I'd
good.
like to bring my dad too.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. I said, oh, I thought he was coming up.
Yeah, I would like to get him up there while it's warm. When would you say is not like
September is a beautiful month because it's not as hot and it's still nice. And what happens is everybody gets back to, kids get back to school and stuff like that. So September, October.
so that's good to know.
Yeah, like
I just don't want him to freeze his butt off. He likes the warmer weather.
up until early October, it's beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, did we lose Kristen? Looks like we lost Kristen. Let's give her a quick minute. We'll just see if we lost her. There she comes. There you are.
I don't know what happened.
That's all right. I was just going to text you. I'm like, did we lose Kristen? All right.
No.
All right. So I'm going to talk you through the meditation first. And let me just see here. I'm going to talk you through it. All right. So here's the I am free meditation. God, I got to go back. I got to correct the mistake. I can't see. This is the perfectionist in me. This is what happens to me. I see a mistake and I'm like, I gotta fix it. Right. I thought I had all the mistakes fixed. There. Okay. Very good. So now I'm gonna I gotta share my screen, don't I? Here I am. Minimize, share. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to talk you through this and then we're going to actually go through it. So it is the I am free meditation and I use the triangle as an illustration. So what we're going to do is we are going to take a breath in to the count of 4. So you're going to breathe in 2, 3, 4. You're going to hold 2, 3, 4. You're going to breathe out to a count of 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to cycle again. We're going to cycle through 3 different times. So what this is a way of letting go. Okay, physically by doing it with your breath. Okay, when you do the numerology of I am free, what happens is I am free. These are all the letters, they add up together equals 3. Meditation is 11. 3 plus 11 is 14.5. 14.5, if I went too fast, stop me. I speak numerology lots of times and I go really fast because that's the way my brain works. But 14.5 is karmic.
Where's the 5 come in?
1 plus 4.
Oh,
So there's certain number combinations that actually come in from past lives. And 14.5 is one of them, 13.4 is another, 16.7 is another, and 19.10.1 is another. Just throwing that out there. So there's 4 different combinations that are actually karmic. When they show up in your chart, for instance, if your birthday is on the 19th, your birthday, doesn't matter what month, there's 19.10.1. That means you're an old soul. You came in with 19.10.1. That means you have some confidence, your lack of self-confidence, if you're in your negative. You can have resistance. You can have stubborn. Anybody with a 19 in their chart, let me tell you, if I say stubborn and they say, no, I'm not, it's never happened. Never. Anyone with the 19, my nephew is born July 19th of 1989. He is the most stubborn person in my world. And not only is he stubborn, he's a 44. His numbers add up to 44.8, which is a master number. 4 plus 4 equals 8. And he's got 19. I'm telling you. You talk about belief, talk about trust, you talk about stubborn.
Damien?
Huh?
Who are you talking about, Damien?
My nephew Christopher, my brother Danny's son.
Gotcha.
But he is, and so these numbers, it's just like when I see somebody's 19, I go, oh my gosh. And they say, what? I said, nothing. Nothing. It's all in the numbers. It's all in the numbers. So anyways, 14.5, getting back to it. 14.5 is about freedom. And in this negative sense, it's because you're trapped. You're feeling trapped. You feel like you can't do it. So the goal of this meditation is to free yourself or to let go of whatever it is. So if you are someone who's empathic and you notice someone is having anxiety and you're observing, okay, and you choose not to get into that anxiety, but you realize you've got anxious energy in your physical body. And you go, huh, they triggered my anxiety. Okay. You can take the I am free meditation. So you go, I'm feeling anxious. That means I'm fearful of my future. You take a moment and you go, I want to let this go. I am feeling anxious and I want to let this go. I want to be free. So you can use this meditation as a tool and you literally go through. If you can do it 3 times, if you can do it 6 times, if you can do it 9 times, go through like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's in, you breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's mission critical that you blow out longer than you breathe in, than you hold. And that's the letting go. And that's where the freedom comes in. And then you go and you start again. So one cycle is in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. right? You see the cycle? And if you can do it 3 times, you'll feel better. If you can do it 6 times, you'll feel even better. And if you can do it 9 times, literally just count your fingers. Once you go through it, just keep counting through. By 9, you are gonna be free. It is not gonna be there. Similar to tapping, but different.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's do this. I'm gonna leave us on this slide. We're gonna do it this way. So you can see that it goes 1, 2, 3. Is this too confusing, or do you want me to do it this way? Where you go 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So let's do. All right.
What do you like, Kristen?
I like it all up there.
Okay. Good.
That's nice. Yeah.
But so the visual is just to be able to understand, right?
Mhm.
To be able to do that. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right. So
So when you guys do this, do you close your eyes or do you look at it?
you can do whatever you want. You can close your eyes and still see it, I bet.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I use visuals, so that you can
Yeah.
actually see it in your head. So that's
Yeah.
why I use just the triangle, because it's, the
Yeah.
3 sides, just to be able to do it.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, cool. Actually, I mean, if I did this better, if I did this slide, it would actually be this side and this side would be the same size and this would be longer, but I'm not a perfectionist, but I did notice it. So I got 7s in my chart too there, Ray.
Gotta have a different shape.
Yeah, next time you see it, you're gonna be like, oh,
Yeah. I mean, that's a weird triangle.
yeah, right. Like, yep. All right. Let me see if I can get some music on. Just to put on. I'm not gonna do it on the computer. I'm gonna do it here if it works. See. This thing.
About me or my child,
Oh my
I have
God,
to shut up.
what
I
is
have to shut
going
up.
on? That is not what I wanted. That is
It's
definitely,
investigated.
what is going on? It is not, what is going on? I don't think we're gonna do this. I don't know what I'm picking up here. But it's definitely not this music. Don't worry about it. We'll just do the breathing. That was the weirdest thing.
It's probably better if you walk it through it for the first time for Kristen anyways.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And Ray.
And me.
And me, I need it again.
Yeah, exactly. So this is another tool in your toolbox. All right. So we're gonna sit back and we're gonna relax. And I want you to think about something that you'd like to let go of. Think of something, an emotion, or something that's been bothering you. That you just want to let go of. Maybe feeling frustration. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just think of something that you want to be free of.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure. The other thing that I want you to think about is what you want to clear before Thursday, because Thursday is Lionsgate and you get to manifest. So you want to get rid of what isn't serving you.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
So just think about what you want to give up and let go of, so that when Lionsgate comes here, that you can actually manifest whatever it is that you really want to manifest. So think about what it is you want to let go of. Just maybe one thing. You got it? All right. Next, we're gonna take a slow, easy breath in for the count of 4. We're gonna hold it for the count of 4, and we're gonna blow it out for the count of 6, and we're gonna do it for 3 cycles. And I'll talk you through it. So this is the I am free. Take a breath in, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Blow it out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the cycle of 3. On a scale of 0 to 5, and whatever feeling you were feeling, is that number lower than when you started? Yes or no?
No,
No. Okay. Anybody else?
No.
Maybe one notch.
Okay. So note to self means we're going to do it 6 times. So we're going to slow it down. You feeling comfortable with the pace, or can you go longer? So can I go slower? So in other
Yes.
words, when you breathe in, we go 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Well, I can go slower, right? And you can go all the way through 6. I just want to make sure that you agree. Okay, good.
some of us are a little older than the others here, just so we remember. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I probably have the worst lungs.
yeah.
So
I just want you to relax into it. And it doesn't mean you have to be blowing out hard. Just
Right.
blowing out consistently, okay? Just slow it down. All right?
Okay. Yep.
So I want you to take a mental note from 0 to 5. 0 means no feeling at all. 5 means the worst you've ever felt this feeling. I want you to take a mental note of the feeling that you want to let go of and you want to be free of. You got it?
Yep.
Okay. So now we want to be free. I want you to take a breath in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How was that? On a scale of 0 to 5. Has the number diminished, stayed the same, or gone up?
Well,
It's
I'm
gone up.
having an issue.
What?
I'm having an issue with this little one here.
Okay.
So, but I do feel when you slow down,
Yep.
I can understand how you feel better because you're focusing so much on something
Yeah.
that the outside interactions, you're not able to focus on those.
Right.
So,
But I also think it might be the way that you're sitting. If you plant your 2 feet on the ground and you
Mhm.
relax
yeah,
and you let it
Feel-
all go, you're
yeah.
like half in a meditation and half out.
Well, yeah, I got the dogs and stuff here, so it's a little more difficult.
So.
But I can see how it will. I can see how it will work because when I'm focusing on the numbers, I'm focusing on the breathing instead of focusing on everything outside. So,
And it doesn't have to be right. It
Mhm.
just has to be. So what you want to be is in the moment, and
Right.
you want to focus on your breath. So
Yeah.
you want to focus on the in only, and then
Mhm.
focus on the hold only, and then focus on the release. And the
Right.
release is where you're really letting it go. And I mean, from your diaphragm. And
Right.
if you go through that, I want you to be able to try and just see if you can let it go. And if you can go 9 times, even better, even
Right.
better. Because you're, again, what you're doing is you're just getting out of your head and you're just breathing and you're focusing on the breath. And that's why I use my fingers, excuse me, to count.
That's true.
I don't know, all of a sudden. But all you have to do is, so you don't have to worry, is it 3, is it 4, is it 5, is it 6? Just use your fingers.
Right.
That you're just mindlessly letting go.
Okay.
That's all that is.
I
I'll
find
try to get
myself,
my dogs are here.
I find myself, it's almost become like when you said, oh, what did you call this thing, this process we're doing? The pyramid?
Meditate.
Yeah.
I am free.
I am free. So I forgot that it was called I am free, but like you taught this to me, so now I just do it.
Mhm.
Like I was in the ocean on Saturday and I just did exactly that. But I don't count. I
Mhm.
just let it go and I do the breathing techniques. Cause you're right, it's not about perfect. It's not about math and getting the exact seconds. It's about breathing in, holding, and then making a conscious decision to just let it go.
And that's what it is. You know, we might be a little too technical about doing it,
Yeah.
setting it up, but I'm just giving you like what you want to do and how you want to just let it go. And anything in 3s, 6s, 9s is all about manifestation.
Gotcha.
Manifestation.
Okay.
Any other questions? No.
Nope.
Very good. Well,
Been great.
good. I'm glad it's been fun. It's been fun. Happy Lionsgate. And if you have any questions, I'm always a phone call away, only a phone call away. And
Except today when you didn't call me back.
did you call me? You
You
texted
sent
me.
me a message. You sent me a message. I'm on the phone. Can I call you right back? Oh my gosh, Carrie. No, I'm just,
Call you right after this call?
huh?
Do you want me to call you right after this?
No,
I love it.
no,
Better late than never.
that's right.
Unless I'm on the phone with somebody else, right?
Yeah.
It's all good.
No, we're good. Thank you very much, Carrie.
I love you guys.
Thanks.
Love
We
you
love
too.
you.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Okay.
See you next class. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye-bye.